Hello guys, today we are testing the Blessing of the Wolf for Ranger. I finally got it to a decent level to be confident enough to compare it with the Crescent Moon. I'm gonna explain it quickly to you for those that don't play it or are new to the game. Overload decreases the user's basic arrow capacity by 20 and increases the user's max special arrows by another 20. Using reload immediately after a successful critical hit refills all arrows without a cooldown. The overload effect can be activated only when the reload skill is equipped, obviously. So later we see that we need the special arrows in order to uh, make use of fully prepared. Holding special arrows increases the attack power plus 49% and critical hit rate by 20%. This is level 18. At level 20, we're gonna have 60% increased attack power, which is a pretty big number. And I believe the critical hit rate doesn't go above 20% here. Um, this sounds really good. Then using the bottomless quiver skill increases the user's skill damage by 100% for the skill's duration. I believe this one goes up to 130% at max level. Then for instincts, we have increased critical hit rate plus 6%. So on top of the 20, we get another 6. I'm not sure if it goes more than 6, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna finish at 10. So at level 18, it's gonna be 8. And at level 20, it's gonna be 10% critical hit rate. And decrease the cooldown of maneuver skills by 20%. I believe this one is gonna end at 25%. So also really nice. So what this one tells us is that we have to synergize with maneuver skills because of the it does cooldown. And other than that, we pretty much, and also like the bottomless quiver, then other than that, we pretty much have freedom. So what is the must for this build? Let's apply it. Mark of the Wolf. Very nice. So a must for this build in terms of skills would be the class skill. You have to get rid of flashbang arrow and incorporate reload is a must. Be able to have the special arrows and the instant reload. Um, Actually, let me check something. So we reload. We have 80 and 30. Then if we unequip it again, our special arrows disappear. So we are forced into reload. Then you don't really need the quick hands passive unless we are planning to reload while we are not critting. Then you don't have that many options for a good skill here. Like can use like flashbang arrow for like PvP, maybe the peregrine strike. Um, or also for PvP. I don't know how good it would be in PvP, but yeah, you're forced into reload, which sadly takes away the flashbang arrow possibility of the passive dazzling charges, no dazzling charges, choking powder, which reduces the effect enemy's defense. So this is for the class skills. Then we are forced into bottomless quiver. Let's place it, let's say here. And erupting arrow is a really good synergizing ability, so we are kind of forced into it too. Then Mark is a really nice skill. It's gonna boost our damage even more. We can either replace this with another skill, or just keep it. Then we have one more space in our build at this moment where we could either place lightning arrow, but I was thinking about using thundering arrows. Or you could use Tempest Volley too, but the damage is a bit bigger from thundering arrows, and it's also AoE, so it would be a decently placed for lightning arrow. I'm gonna use skill reset. I have 1092 skill points, not a lot. We're gonna try to focus most of our skill points on erupting arrow. We'll get it to level 25 for the skill cooldown decrease. Okay. Eventually, you'll get this to level 30. That would be the most optimal for this build, for the wolf, Mark of the Wolf blessing. Then, as I said, I'm gonna get something into... You're gonna want to have something into Bottomless Quiver. At least level 5, 10. It's very expensive, I know. Upgrade it as much as you can. It's gonna allow you to spam it more often. Some people also drop it, but I don't think it's a good idea. Then Mark, also you want it to 510 to have a lower cooldown, be able to use it more often. Then Thundering Arrows. Let's upgrade Thundering Arrows a bit. I would maybe, if I would go and use the bill now in real world, I would maybe put Thundering arrow at like 15 and put some into Mark and the Bottomless Quiver. But for the test, I'm gonna upgrade it, since Mark and Bottomless Quiver only benefit from cooldown reduction instead of damage boost. There we go, 23. We also get a cooldown reduction on the Thundering Arrow skill. So this would be it pretty much. Load. I'm gonna show you my gear. This is my AP after the Mark of the Wolf. I'm gonna take it off and show you how much I had before, but since I forgot, but this is my AP. This is my critical hit rate. This is my critical hit damage. I'm running with 14 whites, and I'll show you the gear too. Successor bow, quiver, helmet, chest, legs, shoes, gloves, shoulders, waist, which is totally bad for the build, but I used it for the white runes. I have the necklace of ancient evil with 14 whites. We'll go for the necklace with 20 whites. I'm gonna tell you the name in a second. Heartbeat necklace, which gives you a 10% crit rate and 595 HP and some salvage benefits, artifact core gain. But yeah, you would get 10% crit rate from that. That's if you want to stack as much crit rate as you can. In my opinion, you can build these in 3 ways. Either go with accessories with red runes and go AP and stack AP and put on gear everywhere where you can AP, and then pull critical damage, and then critical rate, for example, on pants. Or do it with 14 reds and 14 whites and have more expensive accessories like the necklace of I write it down. Maybe I didn't write it down. Guess I didn't write it down. Can check the auction house really fast. Could be one in here. There isn't. Um, Anyways, the necklace with 840 EP and like 3% critical damage, and the bone ring, or have the critical damage ring. It's like different builds you can go for. Just it's very hard to tell which is the most optimal, but the attack power scales a lot, scales as a person with the blessing with a 60%, and you get the critical damage you need. Like with 40% already is like a high critical damage, and you would get easily 100% critical rate, 40%, and you will get easily a 300% critical damage. My gear is like super bad right now. Much higher attack power. We could with an S-bow is like, this can scale a lot. Anyways, let's see the damage. So this is without any buffs. 152 critical hit, 1000 with a 40% chance, crited 1 out of 3. The cooldown is decently fast. Okay, let's reload. Apply mark and quiver. And let's hope we get the critical hit. 350,000. That was huge. Then we charge the skill I was thinking about. We should do a lot of damage. And yeah, we already have this back. The build is basically about spamming your erupting arrow. You want to get as low cooldown as you can on it. Having mark, you want lower cooldown on the quiver, and basically this is it. Very nice critical hits. And now it failed. But yeah, this is really nice. I would compare it with Moon. So it's pretty hard to compare. On the Ring Dummy there is no DPS meter and it has a super low health pool, so it's really hard to compare. But for example, for Moon I would anyways get more critical damage. Right now I have a bit too low. Wait again. Really nice numbers, really nice numbers. There was a patch that fixed some bugs with the quiver, with the bottomless quiver. Yep. Let's try on like boss. Let's go for anything. Let's go for the Desert Flame Giant. It's really hard to tell which is better between Wolf and Moon, but for you to decide, I'm just gonna basically showcase what the build is capable of. Only will get stronger and stronger with better and better gear. He's already killing it. It's a bit slow. Let's see, can you one-shot it? Not really. Go full charge. I think these mobs ate my shots. Crits. Go for something else. Flame Giant. I will use some Panaceas and Elixirs for critical hit rate. So we crit more often. Initiate a bit of a better build with more crit rate. Now we sit at 51%. For real, I don't think there is a reason to go about 50% crit rate. It's already a lot. Let me find this regional boss. Nowhere to be found. Oh. Load after the crit. Your skill. Got interrupted. Once again. Yeah, this is the issue with these low charge time skills. Go into an arrow rain. Really nice crits. Let's go maybe for Timeless Jungle fight with the Tiger Warrior. Hope it's less people there. Somebody's actually going for it. Anis. So these guys. They're not stand still for long usually. Really big numbers when the quiver is active. Should kill it. Stunned. Very dead. Or something else. For sure, the Mark of the Wolf is a really nice blessing, very powerful, but I really can't tell if the moon, blessing of the Crescent Moon is better or not. Mainly because this blessing would require, first of all, more skill points to feel better. At least for now, Crescent Moon feels way better. The damage is pretty insane. And it crits, it really hits hard. No, no. Don't die. And you really need the quiver to be max level. You need the erupting arrow to be max level. Maybe a Tempest Volley, one charge would be better than this. Okay, so those are the damage numbers. For comparison, we're gonna switch back to the Crescent Moon. Try to go for the same bosses. If you want, I'll do one more rotation on the training dummy, and you can like stop the video, see the damage numbers, and do the math of the DPS. Yeah, no crit with even 50%, unlucky. Now we would have Quiver back like really soon if it was level 10, but don't. Anyways, let's switch to actually let's do another skill reset. And already upgrade Tempest Volley. I think it's a better alternative anyways to Thundering Arrows. You can just compare the DPS of both. But it's really hard to tell with the crits and everything. It's fully yeah. Special arrows, there we go. Go full charge. Some beautiful crits. Okay, let's wait for its cooldown. It's great getting arrow for now. I wait for the cooldown, get ready for the moon. Blessing comparison. I don't think it can reach 25, but I'll do it as much as I can. For the moon, we can either use erupting arrow or fire from above. Doesn't really matter, they're not part of the core build. So lightning arrow up as much as you can. See, one more time. Only one charge. And some quick DPS. Not that bad, not that bad. Okay. Switch to moon. Right, so for moon, have to switch back the class skills. Get to use flashbang arrow with choking powder. And for the skills, get rid of the bottomless quiver and we add lightning arrow. You can either use erupting arrow or fire from above. Depends on the dungeon or the content you are doing. it. Watch for the cooldown. Wait for the cooldown. For the lightning arrow and give it a try. We are still under the effect of the critical rate elixir and panacea. This was the attack power before wolf buffs. Yeah. These are the stats now for the moon. Okay, so you kind of want to maximize your DPS by either starting with the Tempest Volley or a Fire from Above, switching into a Tempest Volley, switching into Lightning Arrows, so you build your attacks into Mark, into Flashbang Arrow, back into the Tempest Volley, straight into the Fire from Above, back to Lightning Arrow. Fire from Above uses a lot of arrows. So if you're not like dodging and moving, you maybe run out of arrows. They recharge pretty fast though. So that's the rotation with the Crescent Moon. Now let's go and try on same bosses in jungle or jungle. So what's really nice about Crescent Moon, as you see, I have 32 stacks, and if I, for example, attack an open world monster, they're usually pretty weak, and if you one-shot them without hitting your last Tempest Volley arrow, you get to keep your stacks, and you can just go around. You also have 3 lightning arrows. Big monsters use lightning arrows to AoE kill them, make them be big line, and use a Tempest Volley. You have stacks, you get your charges back on lightning arrow over and over again. It's very strong. Let's see. But a real annoying part is that if you switch servers when you're like doing the original bosses in the switch channels, you always have to wait for your lightning arrows to charge, and also lose your Tempest Volley stacks. Which is maybe what I'm gonna do now. Maybe this not spawn anywhere. Alright, let's go for something else. Go for Stone Zephyr. This video is getting super long, but it's just for you to make an informed decision. That's the goal of the video. And all of the videos that they made on the Ranger Blessings. But now that we switch servers, we don't have lightning arrows. Let's try to engage with the Fire from Above. Dodge his attack. Just volley. Nice, pretty tanky. Ouch. So defense, reduction, and that's it. It's really hard to find bosses not having people on them at this hour. Start with the anyways, if you made it until here, I will be live on Twitch today, starting with 7 p.m. CST. So if you have any questions or want to chill out with me, you can check me out there on twitch.tv/Madin with a V instead of an A. Mivdin. Okay, so we can do a wall rotation here. Let's start with Tempest Volley, since this boss is gonna move. We are alone. Have the aggro. More of a 1v1 situation. Okay, that's that's the bug with Tempest Volley, where sometimes it doesn't allow you to charge it. Sad. But anyways, this is a fight with Crescent Moon. So this is it. I can decide which is better. I totally like Crescent Moon better. I prefer it more. Uh, maybe Wolf with better gear is gonna scale more just because of the percentage attack power gain. But obviously, taking attack power is gonna have diminishing returns. So we want to find a balance between your critical hit rate, your critical damage, and your attack power. This is it for the video. I get any more information and I do more testing and properly decide, I will keep you updated down in the description or the comments. I will pin the first comment. So if you have any questions, don't forget about my Twitch. Check me out, link in description, and have a good one. Oh, don't forget about the rule sheet. It's gonna be in description too.